early morning at Pio Pico, 1,000 Trails. Sun's just coming up over there. You can see the sky starting to light up. So this is the deal. This is the north side of the campground. That's my rig. This is where we set up last night, on the north side of the campground. They call it the North Campground. And they have a system unlike any that I've never run into a system like this. But everyone that comes in comes to the North Campground. North Campground has zero cell service. AT&T or Verizon, none. If you do pick up one bar, you can't even make a phone call out. But we knew that coming in. So what we're doing is they have like a lottery. You put your name on a list to get into the South Campground. The South Campground's very nice. These are lease sites. In fact, I accidentally pulled in one last night. I'm in a lease site now, but evidently nobody's leased it. So I have to move this morning, or I have to move today. And they let me put my name on the list. We're gonna see if we can get into the South Campground. Today at 11:30, they published the list. And at 12 o'clock, you come back and tell them. They'll call your name in order, and then people can pick the site that they want. So 11:30, they published the list of available sites in the South Campground. And they give you a half hour to go check the sites out, make sure your rig will fit in. Whatever sites are available, you come back and they'll start calling names off. First on the list, second on the list, so on and so forth. And as they call the names off, if you're physically present, then you can tell them what site you want. And then you can move into the site after 12 p.m. So that's what we're doing today. And after we get set up in our new site, then the plan is to go down and drive down to the San Diego waterfront gas lamp district. We're gonna have dinner at the spaghetti factory. Tomorrow's supposed to be a bright sunny day, about 75 degrees. We're gonna do some whale watching. And this is the time of year when the whales migrate. So. And this is the North Campground. There's no sewer over here. There is a dump station. And they have electric and water. But the South Campground has all the facilities, the pools. There's 2 pools, hot tub, activity center, playgrounds. Okay, now, so I'm just now entering this would be the first part of the northern campground. I'm camped in the farthest most section. And as an adjunct, on the topic of cell service, we have both AT&T and Verizon, and generally I'll give the upload and download speeds at each campground or boondocking location I review. So if you're just watching a YouTube video on maybe your television, you're not going to see that information. But if you go in the description, the YouTube description, video description, all that specific detailed information will be in there. I had pulled in here yesterday when we first got in. Other folks had commented about this, but these are, I mean, they're flat pull-through sites. But as with a lot of Thousand Trails campgrounds, there's a padlock on there, and it does tell you there's no electricity, so at least you don't got to plug in and find out that it doesn't work. But yeah, nice sites right here that are really unusable unless you're going to dry camp. Another nice site right here, two of them. Again, this is the one I pulled into yesterday when I first got here. That is a padlock. Can't get into the box. So, but not totally unusual for a Thousand Trails campground. They're making lots of improvements, but still you have things that could be fixed, I would think fairly easily, with the assistance of an electrician. Closed for maintenance. And here's another two nice pull-through sites in the northern campground that are not serviceable. So this is the restroom that I just tried to use in the second part of the north campground. This is the side that's closest to the main road. I'm in the further side. But I just talked to a gentleman here. I couldn't get in here, and he told me that this restroom has been closed for approximately 2 months. What a shame. Let's look at the ladies and see if there's a sign on here. Well, evidently you might be able to get into it. Yep, you can get in the ladies. I guess it's just the men's that's been closed. But yeah, these people on this side have to walk down and use one of the other restrooms. So I'm walking back toward the second half of the northern campground where I'm located. And that's the restroom that is serviceable. I used it yesterday and this morning. And right across the street is the dump station. There's the dump station. And then I'm parked just up the road. Okay, so I'm back at my rig. That little footbridge goes over to little play area. They got, it's like a soccer ball net, and some picnic tables and a playground. So we're hoping we can get in the south side campground and really psyched about our stay here in this San Diego area. This is the view from the back of my rig. One of the workers here showed me a hike winds up the top of that mountain over there. The Border Patrol. There were several Border Patrol vehicles going up toward there yesterday. And there's hiking trails up in there. So I might do that later this week. But really stoked about doing all the fun stuff down in San Diego. And for this particular campground, the close proximity to San Diego makes it all worth the while. So I'll catch up with you later today. Okay, so we're on Otay Lakes Road off of California Route 94. We're coming up on Pio Pico 1000 Trails. It's going to be a left-hand turn up here. Everyone checks in at the South Campground. And most, if not all, folks are routed to the North Campground from there. And then they have a lottery system if you want to come to the South Campground. So this is the gate. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go up around the A loop first. We did get into the South Campground. I'll show you our site here a little bit. But all these sites here are available in the A loop. You have some cabins mixed in here. There's a nice pool and a functional hot tub over on this end, and I'll take you to go visit that later on in the video. Yeah, we really like the South Campground and ended up having decent cell service, usable cell service on AT&T. We're going to go up the canyon here to the furthest sections, and then we'll come back down. Off to the left are annual sites. It's really scenic. Later this week I'm going to take a hike up in these mountains. We've been busy this week getting in all the attractions we want to get into San Diego. Tomorrow we're going to Cabrillo National Monument, right at the mouth of San Diego Bay. And then there's a second pool. We just passed a second pool here, and I'll have photographs of that in the embedded in the video. But yeah, we're going. The plan is we go to Cabrillo National Monument tomorrow, and then during the same day trip, we're going to go to La Jolla. There's a really scenic beach walk up there, so we want to check that out. All these sites on the right and left are available. Our first excursion was down to San Diego Bayfront. We had been there before, but we just loved the spaghetti factory down there, the gas lamp district. And right across from the spaghetti warehouse is a souvenir store, and it's got like the best souvenirs. If you're looking for hoods, hats, sweatshirts, kind of stuff. All the normal touristy stuff. They got some quality stuff in there, and a good selection. So we knew the store was there, and we went back, and since we drove out here this time, we traveled like 3,000 something miles from the East Coast. We wanted to get some California souvenirs. So that worked out well. And then we did go whale watching yesterday, and I'll never do that again. Going out as far as we were in the bay was okay. As soon as we hit the waves, oh man, did I get seasick. And Dramamine did not help. Half the ship got seasick. I mean, it was like up and down. We did see some whales, but I couldn't take any photographs, any video. I was hunkered down, doing my business. I'm gonna take you down this way. This is the sea loop, and this is where I'm at. Looks like Melody's talking to a neighbor up here. My cougar's on the left. We're just gonna pull right in here, and I'm gonna give you a little walking tour of some things around here. Catch up with you in a minute. Okay, well, this is the A loop. Right around the corner here, there's a trail that goes to the lower pole facility. Nope, there it is. And they got a hot tub over here that's serviceable. We are in a canyon, so there's a little creek that runs through here. There's a mini golf. We'll have to try that out before we leave. Oh yeah. And there's I would say the kiddie pool area. And just beyond that is the pool. Somebody's over in the corner, so I'm not gonna give you a full shot there, but there's the mini golf back behind the pool. And that's the activity, one of the two activity centers on going up the hill there. And that's one of the places where you have decent cell service. The other place is the activity center above where the main clubhouse is, and I'll take you over there in a few minutes. So, looks like this mini golf wraps around, goes back over here. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so for general orientation, that's the direction we just came from, where we were at the pool and the hot tub. And there's the creek running down through here, and this is Otay Lakes Road. We're out front, and this is the way I showed you coming in to Pio Pico. Thousand Trails. See the check-in sign. You pull in there with your rig, go down in there, and there's the welcome station. Right down in here. Pull over in there and you check in. And right here, they got a nice general store. And decent cell service right here. Just the way the cell signal hits, I guess you can get cell service here. AT&T definitely, maybe some Verizon. Okay, activity centers up on the hill here, and here's the back of the general store, and they got a lot of stuff in there. And decent cell service, even better than what you have down at behind the general store. I sat up here with my laptop the other day and did some bill paying and emailing and a little bit of YouTube work on that table right there, and had the best service that I could find within the campground right there at that picnic table. And Thursday through Sunday, I believe, they have meals right in there as a restaurant. Talk to the owners, it seemed like they have a decent menu. We might come up and check that out later in the week. It's been closed since we've been here. We arrived on a Sunday. Okay, so I'm further down the hill. There's the country store. Just come down the hill here. And that road in the center of the screen is where you turn in to go to the North Campground. So if you're like most folks, you'll check in at the South Campground. They're going to send you over here to the North Campground, which is right across the highway. Coyote Canyon Cafe, that's that restaurant that's in the activity center that we just came from. And the cars go pretty fast in here, even though you got blinking lights and it says 25, I believe. But the Border Patrol just rips through here. Lots of Border Patrol. I guess there's a Border Patrol station not too far out 94, just beyond the turnoff to this campground. We went to Super Walmart down. If you just follow oh, there's the Border Patrol right there. U.S. Border Patrol. If you just follow this OK Lakes road, I think it's about 9 miles. It'll take you to a very nice Super Walmart. Even though you see those mountains in the background, this is it's pretty much a flat valley that takes it right to that Walmart. So you got everything you need where that Walmart is: gas, diesel fuel, restaurants. That's not the only place to go. If you go back the other way through Jamul, there's other opportunities. But as far as a Walmart goes, a Super Walmart, down towards San Diego, on this road is a good option. I just had a nice little chat with those U.S. Border Patrol folks. They had pulled over into the general store, and we chatted for a little bit. I just retired from DHS a little more than a year ago. And yeah, I asked him about hiking back up in these mountains, because that's where the patrol vehicles are going up there. In fact, you can see some of the roads. If you look hard, you can see line that hillside. Those Border Patrol vehicles just wind up in those mountains there. And there's hiking trails back up in there. So I asked them if it was okay to hike back up in there. And they said, yeah, no problem with hiking, just take water. Be aware of what's going on around you. So I very well may do that by the end of the week. See if we can get some shots. Love to get some shots of the campground from the top of that mountain right there. I'm heading back to my rig. This is the Sea Loop. And yeah, South Campground. Great campground. Really pleased with Pio Pico 1000 Trail. We were just one night over in the North Campground. From what I understand, unless you wanted to stay over there, people spend 1, 2, maybe 3 nights trying to get in here. It depends when you hit. We arrived on a Sunday, so on Monday people were pulling out. We got right in. Okay, so this is home. And there's Milo. There's Melody. Hi guys. Oh, I forgot to ask them about the water. I did talk to the Border Patrol. Yeah, I'm gonna walk back and ask them about the water machine. Yeah. Okay, I'm starting the Pio Pico trail to the Otay Mountains Wilderness, and you pick up the trail right adjacent the Pio Pico 1000 Trails general store, country store, and right by this Coyote Canyon Cafe sign, there is a brown gate, and this is the start of the trail. It's 12 point something miles out and back, all uphill. So you hit the end point, turn back around, all downhill. 2,900 foot elevation gain. Let's get going. Okay, I'm on the Pio Pico to Otay Lakes, or Otay Wilderness Trail. And I'm right above the campground right now. This trail's following a roadbed at this point. And that's my rig down there in the 1000 Trails campground. A cougar right there. This is the South Campground. The North Campground would be across the street. See the main road up there. Otay Lakes Road would be the main road passing through the campground. The North Campground was on the other side of that road. And the South Campground extends up this canyon. And that's where I'm going, up in those mountains this morning. This is another vantage point of the Pio Pico 1000 Trails campground. You can see the pole a little bit better from this vantage point. You can still see my rig down there. And up the canyon. Onward we go. Here's another vantage point of the Pio Pico 1,000 Trails Campground. You can see the main pool down there by the main road. And I wanted to point out to you is apparently you have to stay on the trail. This is designated a preserve, and so activity off of the trail apparently is not authorized, so you need to stay on the trail. That's what I'm doing. But it is gorgeous up in here. Well, I had a vantage point where you can see all three parts of the Pio Pico 1,000 Trails Campground. Right over in there is the North Campground. There is the main part of the South Campground. And then extending further up the canyon, now you can see the second pole of the South Campground, and the campground actually goes even further up into the canyon. So the ascent continues. Truly gorgeous up here. All kinds of color. Got like a lavender colored bushes up here. Lots of red and oranges, especially on the smaller flowers off to the side in the meadows. And this trail starts right at the Pio Pico 1,000 Trails Campground. Not a bad deal. Now there's the Pio Pico 1,000 Trails Campground right down there. And then the Otay Lakes Road kind of wraps around, goes down through this valley, and it opens up down there towards San Diego, Chula Vista. You can see Otay Lakes right there in the center of the screen. Absolutely gorgeous up here. What a gorgeous view of the Pacific Ocean. That's what we're looking at dead ahead. There's Cabrillo National Monument and the statue. And that's San Diego Bay. Beyond that, Coronado Naval Air Station. It's right on the other side of that American flag. Just a gorgeous overlook. These are the tide pools right below Cabrillo National Monument. Out here at La Jolla Cove. Some sea lions right in front. Whole bunch of them over there, laying on the rocks.